Hey, well, good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome to Yoga Church Digital. We're so grateful that we can gather together here for this time of rest, pause, spiritual reflection, and a little bit of working out our bodies too. I'm here with Tracy Kendrick this morning, and isn't it awesome that we could do this on a Wednesday, like hump day? I don't know about you, but I can definitely use a good yoga practice on Wednesdays as we get to like the midweek hump and everything. Um, yeah, so thanks for everybody who's tuning in. And yeah, if you could put who you are, where you are, and how you are, we would love to see that and to know that. It's really cool that people from all over the world kind of join into the practice with us, and that's always fun and amazing. And for those of you that'll be joining later, so we know everybody can't always make it for the live time, but we welcome you as well. And we just encourage you to share this with your friends, anybody who you might think would enjoy this yoga practice. You could share the YouTube link or the Facebook videos or however you're joining with us. And we're grateful for that. So I'll just invite us to briefly take a moment and take a couple deep breaths. Close your eyes with us and take a good inhale and exhale. And this morning, I'm going to offer a brief little devotional from the Christian scriptures. And we just want to encourage everybody's welcome to join this practice. So you don't have to be a Christian or any particular religion or faith practice. If you want to deepen your relationship with your higher power, wherever you are in that spectrum, that this is for you. Okay. I come from I'm a follower of Jesus, so that's the path that I choose to express my spirituality. And I think most people can agree that Jesus is a good teacher, right? And so I wanted to just share something that we've been thinking about and talking about from the prayer of Jesus. And this is the Our Father prayer. And this prayer is prayed by, all over the world by people, and even people that aren't Christian, or we say this prayer to close meetings and everything else. So, but one of the places where I've been really focusing lately is when Jesus gives us this prayer: Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And trying to imagine, what is Jesus talking about when he sees this coming together in his prayer of heaven and earth and the will of God being done in our lives. And one of the ways we've been thinking about that lately is through the concept of anti-racism, that whenever there's fragmentation, when there's racist thoughts or systems or ideas out there, that's fragmentation, right? That's a brokenness in our relationship with God and with each other. And one of the things that we think that the prayer of Jesus is about unity and peace and shalom, or a world at peace, a world where the nations have beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks and aren't making war anymore. Yeah, hello, good morning. And so what would it look like for the peace of God and to enter into our hearts and our souls, and for that peace to kind of extend out into our relationships with others? What would it look like for us to like rethink the concept of neighboring, that our neighbors not just people who look like us or talk like us or have the same kind of political views that we do, but that our neighbor is every single person that we come in contact with throughout the day? And what would it look like to really love our neighbors? Um, and so I know for me, as a follower of Jesus, one of the things I've really been thinking about is, how do I deal with the racism in my own heart, in my own life? How do I deal with the racism I see in my community, in my city, and in the country, and in the world? And what if we made that like part of our spiritual intention, that as people of peace, that kind of are seeking to grow in our relationship with our higher power, whoever that might be for us, that part of that focus of would be lifting up a vision of equality and seeking to really bring reconciliation and restoration to every relationship and every person that we come in contact throughout the day. So when I pray that prayer of Jesus, that's part of what I'm thinking about when I think thy kingdom come, thy will be done, that there's gaps in the world, right? There's brokenness and fragmentation. There's places that need healing. And then how would we give ourselves to be healers and to be instruments of peace in the midst of that? And so one of the really cool things about yoga, and I've been able to practice with Tracy now for the last couple months, and this is a practice that to me brings me to a place of peace. As we say in the recovery community, you can't give away what you don't have. So it's a way for me to like anchor myself, center myself in my higher power. Yes, and thank you for that comment. Your name's not coming up, but thank you. Asking for forgiveness and how we forgive others. Yes. But so when I'm practicing yoga for me, and that doesn't have to be your intention or your thing. We can all do this for all different reasons. But I'm trying to center myself, ground myself in my higher power so that I can then go out and be an instrument of love and peace and reconciliation in my life. So thank you all, and thank you for the comments, and thanks for joining in with us. And I'm going to turn it over to Tracy Kendrick now. Can y'all make some noise, give it up for her, some social media love in the comment section? Thank you. All right, Tracy, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you. And what an honor and privilege it is to be here this morning. Thank you for asking me to come on and share yoga, not only in just the community, but now reaching out in different sectors through the internet. There was a lot in what you just shared. And I was thinking before coming on this morning, just a little bit about what I was going to share. You know, and one of the things that I've learned through yoga and what I love about yoga is the unity. And that's what yoga is, and that's what that means, yoga means to yoke, or to bring together in union, you know, and not just outside of that, but inside within ourselves, the mind, body, and soul, or spirit, if you will, you know, and taking that journey within. And then once we're able to do that, and then bring that out into the community, you know, and I'm so grateful that I get to do that at the St. Mark's Methodist Church on Wednesday nights, and sharing that within the community. Yoga's done so much for me and through me that I'm able to share that. So one of the things, you know, you hear in yoga, and, you know, when you hear setting intentions, you hear that mainly in a yoga class, you know, and I heard the word intentions when you were just speaking. And one of the things that I wanted to kind of bring to the mat this morning was thinking about our spiritual muscles, you know, and we have them. There's 12 of them, if you will. But just for instance, you know, maybe going through this practice today and working through our spiritual muscles. And when I say that, for instance, you know, working out a lot through our mats and what we can bring out into the world, you know, and that is setting an intention, if you will. But for instance, you know, tree pose, you know, and we think of that pose, we think of a tree and how rigid and how firm and tall and straight that tree is, you know, and when we're, you know, in that pose, the object of that tree pose is, you know, to stand firm with one foot planted and rooted. However, you may get a little sway in that pose, trying to balance that pose, and thinking about that, has allowed me to bring that particular pose, and bring it out into the world. And it's taught me how to balance my life. It's taught me how to be flexible within my life, in my daily routines with, how I'm going to have relationships with other people, how I'm going to be flexible in my daily life, So there's a lot, within that one pose that allows me to bring that off the mat and into the world, But it's not just a one day thing, it's a practice, just like anything else. And I love the fact that you brought up the Our Father prayer, and what a beautiful prayer that is. And that had to be broken down to me. That wasn't something that, oh yeah, I got that, but that is a beautiful prayer. So enough out of me. And let's go ahead and Mike, I don't know how long we actually have. I don't know if it's within that hour. So I just want to be mindful of the time, and we'll just roll it out. Keep it nice and short if we have to. But let's go ahead and we'll begin in Sukhasana, which is the pose of ease. And I'd like to welcome those that are new to yoga, those that are returning, and those that are pros. I'm definitely not a pro. I'm always learning, and I learn most from my students for sure. So we'll take this pose of ease, and that those, of course, that are at home or wherever you're at, if this is not comfortable for you and you'd like to modify the pose, you can go ahead and extend your legs forward in staff pose. And we'll go ahead and just come into this pose and find any necessary adjustments that you need to find for yourself, and come to a place of relaxation here. And go ahead and take a couple breaths. And when you find that place, we'll go ahead and close our eyes. And finding your palms either on your knees, bring your palms face down to reserve energy this morning, or face up to receive energy. And maybe pulling the meaty part away from your sit bones. Just getting a sense of connectedness to the earth or to the mat. And just allowing yourself to become aware of your surroundings. And just noticing the air upon your skin. Checking in with how you're feeling this morning. And becoming aware of your breath. Just noticing it without trying to change it. Just noticing how it flows in and how it flows out. Noticing the ease and comfort of each inhalation and each exhalation. And feeling the rootedness of your chakra or your tailbone as it presses into the earth. And on your next breath, feeling the ease through your pelvis or through the hips as you exhale. And engaging in your navel as you bring it to your spine. Engaging in your solar plexus, hollowing out through your belly. Maybe bringing both palms to the center of your belly. Noticing the energy of your breath as you breathe in and out. And on your next exhale, relaxing through the shoulders, maybe bringing them up, back, down, and around. Feeling a sense of openness through the chest, opening up through your heart center, imagining a bright green light shining through. And on your next inhale, pressing up through the crown of your head. And maybe bringing your left palm over your heart and feeling your breath as it travels through your body and visualizing as it cleanses, as it renews, and as it clarifies each tendon, each muscle. And thinking about what spiritual muscle you would like to work through today. Perhaps maybe compassion, maybe playfulness, or balance, just to name a few. And as we continue to breathe and adding body movement to our practice today, like a meditation in motion, let's bring both palms together, heart center, Anjali Mudra. And we'll keep our eyes open when you're ready. And nice and slowly, pressing palms together up through heart center. We'll follow our gaze up nice and slow. Pressing through the palms, grounding down through the thighs. And then exhaling, palms as they flow through center. And let's follow our gaze down. As we begin to tuck the chin, let's round through our back, hollow through the belly. And pressing up, back through center, nice and slow. And we'll follow our gaze Pressing through the palms, grounding down through the thighs. And let's follow our gaze back down. We're not in a hurry. Nice and easy. And one last time, let's make our way back up through center. And we'll stop here. Let's go ahead, interlacing our fingers. Now, if this feels good for you, you can stay here, or you can keep your palms pressing up towards the ceiling and grounding down through the thighs. And let's go ahead, tucking your chin nice and slow. And taking in a nice inhale here. And exhaling. Feeling that stretch through the shoulders, through the chest. And continuing to breathe, connecting with the breath. Taking in one more inhale. And as we release our fingers, let's go ahead and exhale as we press the air away. Arms coming down like you're flying like an eagle. Let's bring those arms down. Let's take them behind our back and we'll interlace our palms here. Don't worry if your palms do not touch. We'll go ahead pressing down through the palms. So feeling a sense of openness through the chest here. Again, we're shining our hearts open. And as we press down, we're going to bring our gaze up towards the ceiling or up towards the sky. And again, let's go ahead, taking in a nice inhale right here. Filling our chest with breath. And then exhaling. Emptying our belly, emptying our chest. And again, inhaling in. And then exhaling. One more time. Inhale in. And let's exhale it out. Relaxing. Let's go ahead. Releasing our fingertips, bringing our gaze back to neutral. We'll take our palms down beside us, palms facing forward. And we'll go ahead and do some neck stretches. So we'll take our right ear down over our right shoulder. Nice and easy. Let's take our right fingertips to the left ear, gently tugging. Left fingertips press into the mat, feeling a stretch to the left side of the neck, down through the shoulders. Let's send our breath there. And when we take our next inhale, let's really release our right palm. We'll take the left palm, pressing into the mat, either with a straight arm or you can find a nice micro mini bend. Let's bring the right arm up and over. We'll press through the right fingertips. Just being mindful that our sit bones are still connected to the earth. Feeling that line of energy down through the right arm. Stretching through the obliques, the rib cage. And we'll release here. Right arm comes down. And let's take it to the other side. Left ear over left shoulder. We'll take left Fingers to the right ear, gently tugging. The right fingers press into the mat. Feeling that stretch. The right side of the neck, right shoulder. And we'll take one last exhale here. Let's release our left fingers. We'll take the right palm, pressing into the mat. Again, straight arm, or you can find a nice micro mini bend, whatever feels good for you. And we'll reach and we'll press through with the left fingers, connecting back to the breath. And we'll release. Left arm comes down. We're going to bring our arms up like goal post arms, palms facing forward. And we're going to transition here into puppy pose. So arms are going to come down. We're going to find our knees about hip width distance apart. We're going to bring our heart or our chest down to the mat. And pressing our tailbone back. We're stretching through the belly here. And we can bring our forehead down or either bring our chin down to the mat, whatever intensity you're looking for in this pose. Connecting back to the breath, pressing through the palms. And as you exhale, let's bring our big toes together. Let's take our knees as wide as we can to the mat, pressing back into child's pose. And as we exhale, let's press up here. We'll come to our best version of tabletop, however that looks and feels for you. So bringing both palms underneath each shoulder, knees are hip width distance apart. And let's go ahead and come to a couple cat-cows. So we'll go ahead following our gaze up, inhaling in, tailbone presses up. Cow pose, and then exhale, rounding through the back, tucking the chin, hollowing through the belly. Exhale, pressing up and out of the shoulder joints. So going through a few rotations here on your own, making these your own, listening to your body, listening to what it's calling for in these poses. Waking up the spine. And maybe taking a look back towards the ankles, getting into the hips. And once we've taken a few rotations, let's bring our palms up about an inch or so. And let's drop our hips here, opening up the hips. This is where we like to store most of our stress, our worries, our doubts, our fears. This is where it's at. We're going to open our hips here. Let's do 3 on one side, and once you travel through center, let's reverse to the other. Might hear a few snap, crackle, pops. That's normal. And once you've taken your full rotations, we're going to move into a flow of cobra, scorpion, and a child's pose. And how that goes is we're going to bend the knees and make our way into cobra. Inhaling in here, making our way through scorpion as we exhale, pressing back into child's pose. Now, if that rhythm of breath does not work for you, find a rhythm that does. It's your body and listening to your body and what works for you. Really stretching through the body. And we'll do about one more of these. We'll inhale up forward, and as we press back into child's pose, we'll make our way back up into tabletop. And coming into tabletop, let's tuck our toes here. We're going to press up into our first down dog of the day. So sending your hips high here. And bring your fingertips as wide as you can. And let's go ahead, pedaling out our heels, stretching our calves, and pressing through the crown of your head. And let's bring our knees parallel to the mat. Looking over the top of the mat, we're going to walk, hop, or glide to the front. Let's take our forward fold here, exhaling our breath. And as we rise up, inhaling arms overhead, and exhale, palms through heart center. And let's bring our arms up again. Inhale up and exhale. One more time. Inhale up. And let's swan dive. Arms out to the side. Hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Exhale. Let's take our palms to the mat. And we'll step back, high plank. And right here, if you need to modify, you can bring your knees to the mat, or you can take the high plank. Let's move our way into chaturanga. So we're going to lower down here, nice and easy, bringing our bellies to the mat. Tops of feet press in here. And we're going to peel our chest all the way to the top of our navel for cobra. And then exhale down. We're going to do that 2 more times. And inhale up. Tops of feet press into the mat. And exhale down. And one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. And pressing up either through tabletop or high plank. Let's send our hips high, downward facing dog. Let's bend our knees parallel to the mat. And let's hop, walk, or glide to the front. Forward fold, exhale. And root to rise. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, palms through heart center. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, palms through heart center. We're going to bring arms up again. And we're going to split the arms here. So we're going to split to the left. Exhale. Inhale, arms up through center, and then splitting to the right. Exhale. Arms, inhale up through center. We're going to take the the right palm to the left wrist, and then exhale to the right for half moon standing. Most of our weight is in the right foot here, so we're really exaggerating this pose through the left hip. So finding that curve here in our right side, taking that half moon to the limit. Pressing to the left fingers, and then inhale up through center. Let's take the left palm to right wrist, exhale to the left. And then inhale up through center. Let's swan dive here, arms out to the side, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Palms come down to the mat, step back, high plank or modify, and let's chaturanga here. Belly comes down to the mat. And we're going to bring our palms to the outside of the mat. Let's cone or web our fingertips to the outside. Let's roll our shoulders up, back, down, and around for wide arm cobra. And as we inhale, coming to the top of the navel, and then exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale up, pressing into the top of the feet, and then exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale up, exhale down. Palms to the top of the rib cage, pressing up through tabletop or high plank, sending our hips high, downward facing dog. And knees come parallel to the mat. Again, hopping, walking, jumping, skipping if you have to or you want to the top of the mat, forward fold. Let's take a half lift here. Palms come to the shins, facing forward, finding length here in the spine as we inhale here, and then exhale, forward fold. And rising up, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, palms through center. And let's bring our arms up again. Inhale. And let's take that split, the split to the left. And as we bring our arms up here, as we inhale, we're going to take the left arm to the center of the back, like so. And pressing up through the midline with the right arm. You can follow your gaze up. So really pressing up, feeling that stretch through the back, the shoulders. And taking another breath here as we unwind this one. And we'll release. Coming into our parallel arms here. Let's inhale, arms up. And we'll take it to the other side. So exhale. And then inhale, arms up. Pressing up through the midline. Left arm. And we'll bring our right palm to the center of the back. We're seeing a nice stretch here for the side. And we'll release. Coming back to our parallel arms. Inhale up. And we'll go ahead here. We're going to take a chair pose. We're going to bend our knees here. We're going to stay active in both arms, both palms. Usually in chair pose, at least for me, we like to stick out our tuchus. What we're going to do here is we're going to press down through the tailbone, pressing down through our tailbone, bringing our pelvis forward, arms straight. Kind of changes the game there. That's a Mula Bandha root lock. So we're closing off that energy down there through the root chakra, storing up the energy, if you will. Sustaining this pose through our breath. Just a few more breaths. And then we'll fold here. Exhale. And let's bring our feet about hip-width distance apart. We'll heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Finding a gentle softness across the knees. So maybe bending them just a bit. Relaxing the head, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck. Taking both palms to opposite elbows, creating a nice gentle sway back and forth for ragdoll. And releasing both palms here. Let's take the right palm pressing into the center of the mat. Nice and slowly drawing the left palm up to the midline, if your body allows it. And let's bend the right knee as far as you can. Opening up here through the left side. We're shining our hearts open right here. Connecting with the breath. And let's release nice and slowly. Left arm comes to center. Pressing left palm into the center. And let's draw the right arm up. Pressing up through the midline. And again, let's nice and slowly bend the right or left knee. Again, allowing us to find a sense of openness through the right side. Coming back to our spiritual muscles. Which ones are you working through, and which ones are you going to take from your mat and out into the world? And we'll bring our right palm down. And let's take both palms and bring them forward. Kind of making our way back into down dog, if you will. Taking our feet back just a bit. And we're going to take our right leg up. So inhaling, right leg up. Three-legged dog. Let's bend at the right knee. So opening up through the right hip. Let's bring some rotation to the right hip. Gently and slowly opening up through the right hip. And once we've done that, let's inhale up through. And then we'll exhale right foot comes through. Let's drop the back knee here. And son of a gun, I don't even have my own props here, but if you do have props at home, or if you don't, we can always improvise. If you have a book or you do need a prop, you can use a book, or use anything that is stable, a box. You can also use your thigh, making sure you've got your 90-degree angle in line here, just peeping over to see your big toe. And today we'll just bring our arms up and pressing through the arms here, finding your balance through the back foot and the front foot. And if you'd like to do a gentle extension, you can press up, inhaling up, lifting up, and taking a back bend. And then we'll fold forward. Exhale, pressing the palms into the mat. Let's straighten through the right leg, active in the right foot, rounding through the back, tucking the chin, hollowing through the belly, feeling the stretch through the right calf, through the right hamstring. And gliding forward here. You have the option of keeping your back knee on the mat. Let's tuck the left toe, press up through the left palm, right arm comes up for revolve lunge. And right here, staying with your breath. And we will release. Right palm will come down here. And let's kick back. Right foot, high plank, and we'll press up through the hip. Downward facing dog. We'll bend our knees here parallel to the mat. And we'll hop forward, walking, gliding, taking our forward fold here. Exhale. And let's try another half lift. So palms come to the shins, looking forward. Maybe a little more length this time through the spine. And let's exhale, forward fold. And rising up, inhale, arms overhead. And palms to heart center. And we're going to do a tree pose. And we're going to take a tree pose on the left foot. So if you need to make any necessary adjustments, any wardrobe adjustments, a drink of water, if you need to fix your hair or anything, right now is the time to do it. So, first, finding your drishti, your non-moving object, and then second, picking the variation of tree pose that works for you. So there is, we call it, or I call it kickstand. So ankle to heel, and then through your calf, or taking it to the inner thigh. Whichever one works best for you. Our bodies are different every day. And if you're feeling playful and you'd like to grow your tree this morning, pressing your palms up through center, And growing your beautiful branches. What do you got growing on your branches today? Kindness, love, joy. And let's bring palms together. And we'll bring our right foot down to the mat. And let's step back here. It doesn't have to be huge, but oopsie, production problem, wardrobe problem. This is my closet. It doesn't have to be huge, but what we're going to do, we're going to take it to the other side. So we're going to bend the left knee, bring our chest down, palms come to the mat. We're going to drop the right knee here. Okay. So making any necessary adjustments. Making sure you have that 90-degree angle here. And we'll bring our arms out. Pressing through the palms, feeling that line of energy through the palms, down through the arms. Relaxing your shoulders. If you'd like to take an extension, inhaling in, lifting up, and taking it back. And folding forward. And pressing back, rounding through the back and tucking the chin. And shifting forward, pressing into the right palm, tucking the right toes, left arm comes up, shining our hearts open here, revolve lunge. Left palm comes down. We'll kick the left leg back and send our hips high, downward dog. And knees parallel to the mat, and let's hop, walk, glide, jump to the front, forward fold, and rise to the top, inhale, and exhale. And let's take tree pose to the other side. And when you're ready, just finding the variation that will work for you. Each side of our body is different, so you may find a different variation on this side. Finding your drishti. And when you're ready, find your tree. And exhale, palms to center. And we'll bring the left foot down. I know there are a lot of beautiful trees out there. I can sense it. Let's bring arms up. Inhale. Swan dive, arms out to the side. Let's hinge at the hips, forward fold. And let's bring our feet about as wide as we can to the mat. And we'll take a squat here. Our squat, Malasana. Mine are a little too wide. Malasana or garland pose. Palms heart center. Elbows pressing in to the inside. The thigh, the knee. Imagining a string lightly tugging at the crown of the head. And pressing up towards the crown of the head. If you'd like to play with crow, you can bring both palms to the mat, knees to the triceps. Another balancing pose. Oops. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and take a seat on our sit bones. Maybe pulling the meaty part away, just coming closer to the earth. Let's stay active in both feet here. Extend arms up towards the ceiling, pressing through the fingers. Let's inhale in, filling up our bellies and chest. And let's lead with our heart folding forward. Finding length here through our inhale. And relaxing a little bit more here into the exhale. And we'll bring both palms to the mat as we nice and slowly walk ourselves up. Head and neck is the last thing to come up. Let's extend through the left leg. We'll take the right foot to the inside of the groin or inside of the thigh. Arms extend up. And let's bring inhale or breath into the belly and chest. And fold forward. We're reaching here. Head to knee pose, Jani Shirshasana. This stretch, lower back or through the kidney. Intended for the kidneys. And grounding down through the left or the right thigh here. We'll take the left arm to the inside of the left leg. Let's draw the right arm up and over and through as if we're reaching for someone's hand to shake, to hold. Just allowing your body to settle into this pose. And we'll take both palms to the mat, nice and slowly. Let's walk ourselves up one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to roll up. We'll extend the right leg forward and left foot. We'll draw in and we'll extend the arms up. Inhaling in and folding forward. Now we'll take the right arm to the inside, left arm draws up and over, reaching through. As we ground down through the left thigh. Rocking ourselves up nice and slow, bringing our palms to the mat. Head and neck come up last. Let's extend the left leg forward. Let's shake our legs out here. Good job. Excellent. We'll come on to our sit bones. We'll bring our feet about half or about hip width distance apart here. We'll take our palms behind, fingertips facing the glutes. Right here, we're going to press up into a reverse tabletop. Head and neck are parallel to the mat. Taking in a few breaths here. And we'll lower down nice and easy. Coming onto our forearms and down to the floor, down to the mat. Let's take our arms out into a T, bringing our knees into our chest. And when you're ready, let's take our knees over to the left, nice and slow, allowing them to fall to the earth. Let's bring our gaze over to the right. If you'd like to straighten through the right leg, you can use your left palm to assist you. Taking in this delicious supine twist. And let's release. Both knees come back to center. And when you're ready, we'll take the knees to the other side. And again, having the option of straightening through the left leg. And let's take our gaze over to the right. Just being mindful, both shoulder blades are connected to the earth. And let's release both knees into the chest. Taking both arms around the knees, carving our nose up toward a knee. Giving ourselves a great big squeeze here. Reminding ourselves we are loved and we are loved. Let's bring our head back down to the mat. Giving ourselves some circles with our knees, large or small, just giving attention to our lower lumbar, showing our lumbar some love. Maybe happy baby, palms to the arches of the feet, drawing your knees down towards your armpits and develop a nice rock and roll action across the spine, stimulating it, making it happy. Now, if your body is calling for something you have not done or your body would like to do, now is the time to do it. For instance, if you would like to try an inversion or if you'd like to do one or another pose, now is the time before we make our way into Shavasana. I'm glad I have an organized closet. And if you have not found your way into Shavasana, now is the time. Bringing or extending both legs forward to the mat. And bringing both arms down beside you, palms facing up. You may close your eyes. And beginning to relax. Beginning to notice your breath as it comes back to the natural rhythm. And I would like to invite you to open your heart by snuggling your shoulders down the mat just a little bit more. Relaxing a little bit more into the mat. Allowing your bones to become a little heavier on the earth. Relaxing your facial expressions. Relaxing your forehead. Relaxing your cheekbones. Relaxing your lips. And taking your tongue to the roof of your mouth, unclenching your jaw. Laying aside any judgments you have of yourself or of others. Letting go of any expectations or attachments. Any to-do list, put them aside, we're not there yet. And allow yourself just to be in this moment, right here, right now. And beginning to wiggle your toes and fingers gently and slowly. Maybe bringing some rotations to your wrist and to your ankles. Taking your arms overhead, creating a nice long stretch for yourself. And on your next breath, finding your fetal position. And when you're ready, taking a nice, comfortable seat with your eyes closed. And we'll bring our palms together, heart center, Anjali Mudra. And taking a moment here, finding the appreciation in your practice today, making a mental note of thank you to your body for allowing it to show up for you today. And to help me to seal in this practice this morning by bringing both thumbs to your third eye. And it is the light and truth in me which honors and bows to the light and truth in each of you. And together we say namaste. Namaste. Thank you. And thank you for allowing me to practice with each of you this morning. And thank you. Thank you, Mike. And I'd like to end this practice, and I'm going to hand it over back to Mike. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you, everybody who joined in with us live and everybody who will join in with us later at whatever time that you can. So I'll close our time together with the Lord's Prayer, kind of the family prayer, the universal prayer for all humanity. If you're comfortable wherever you are, at home or work or wherever, you can join into it with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Hey, thank you, everybody, for joining in with us.
Thank you.
See you next